Hey y'all, and welcome to episode 24 of the Unseen Strands podcast, a crochet and fiber arts related podcast where I, your host Mel, am visually impaired and plan on sharing with you strands of the rest of my life. I come to you from central Iowa, where I live with my 4 boys, my husband, our 2 cats, and our dog. And a hearty welcome back to any returning subscribers today, and a big welcome to any new subscribers. So today I am spinning currently on my spinning cup blend. So I was Snortlepoof is my house, and I was watching the Chemnitz tutorial on how to, it's not cable ply, chain ply yarn, and basically it's making a crochet chain with the fiber. And so I am doing that, at least right now while I'm talking to you, and when I'm not holding up other things for you. But yeah, I guess we need to get started. But we'll just go ahead and jump into whips since I do have my finished object here, but I'm sure you all want to see what I'm spinning. So no, go lay down, honey. But yeah, so I'm not very good at this, so it's not very even or consistent. But I am chain plying. I was going to ply this with another yarn, and this is going to go a lot faster, and I only need this one. And this is probably just going to be a hat for Sam, so I didn't need a ton of it, because that was going to give me roughly 8 ounces of this. I did find a yarn that I was going to ply with it. It was my amber, bug. It was my amber with the rainbow nylon that I was going to ply with it. And even though I think that would have looked nice, this is going to go a lot faster and have it done so that I can get it entered into the cup. So that's that in progress. And then this has my October still on it too, on my Lazy Kate, but we're just spinning. This was the Snortlepoof house blend and what I got of it. So just right there. So yeah, that's my current spinning whip, and since I have this laid out kind of how I want it, I put the loop for what I am chaining, basically, around one of that extra Lazy Kate leg, which is for a 3rd spool, but I only have 3 spools, so I only need 2 of those at a time. But since we are talking whips, we'll go ahead and this was my, as you've been seeing every week, the door prize that I won at my LYS's 10-year. I've decided that I didn't want it as long because it's basically just going to be, if it fits, because I'm kind of wondering if I didn't make it too short, because I did shorten it. I wanted it basically to be a neck warmer, or maybe even just an ear muffy kind of thing, headband. And so I've decided to just go ahead and end it now. So I am working on the final row of knit, and then I will be casting off. So that's all I have left on that one. Not a lot to do, but I was getting distracted with the house spinning, so I haven't finished that. My other knitting work in progress is, and all I've done is I've cast it on half. I did actually do this once before, but the cable I was using was too short. It was not long enough to just do the hat in a circle, but it was too short to knit on with it like it was, or too short to do the magic loop. So we've changed, and so I have half of it, and now I need to do my other half of my cast on for my magic loop. This is using my size 4 Dreams on whatever cable, and this is the Sun King hat, which is a knit along in the Tri-City Knits podcast group. Their pattern actually came up on the Ravelry free thing and said that you get the code in the podcast, so I went and watched that, got the code, and was like, okay, I've never done a hat, let alone cables, but we're just gonna jump right in and try it. So yeah, I've just started that, but there's other things going on, and so I haven't got very far in it, and there's a point in the pattern that's a little confusing at this point, so we'll see if I can figure that out, because there's something about it working the place marker for the cable, and then the next row they said in the thread just start working your cable from there as written, but the next rows or rounds say to work as row 1. So I'm like, well, I'm not just moving the place marker, so what am I supposed to be doing? So that's also why I haven't worked on getting that a little further. And then, oh, there it is. My last whip, we're not quite as craft ADD in this episode. Well, one of my whips, the blanket that I'm making for Sam, is in the car, so I can't share that with you. But I've been working really hard on my husband's cowl, because I thought that Hannah of the Cozy Cottage, I thought her nerd along ended today, so I was trying to finish this up. And then I actually went in and looked at the thread today, and it doesn't end till Thanksgiving. So I have a whole entire another week, which is really good, because I was getting really stressed out because my husband stayed home again from work yesterday, so I couldn't really work on it with him around, and he's kind of hanging out more than he has been, so yeah, but yeah, sorry, distractions. But yeah, I'm working on his cowl, so it's approximately half done, because it's just going to be, again, a neck warmer. It's not like he needs anything more than when he's walking into work or pumping gas at the pump. He's not one to wear something other than that, so we just need a little bit of warmth for right here, and maybe so it folds up like this. But yeah, so like I said, just halfway done, and I'm glad because it does stretch. Do have a little bit of stretch there, probably at least 2 inches, and like I said, we're only halfway, so I'm expecting it to have like a 4-inch give, and we have a little stretch this way too, so awesome possum! But yeah, I have this going, and again, this is working with Jinx yarn, which is no longer dyeing, but I'm using my H-hook, and which is a 5mm, I believe. I could be wrong on that. I'm just doing back post and front post and alternating them so we get this kind of woven pattern. I explained that a little more in detail last. And when I mean front and back post, I mean front and back post double crochets. I noticed that that is what I did not say clearly in the last one, because I'm like, oh, they might think that's back and front post half doubles, because I have half doubles on the edge, because as you know, a half double crochet is more the same height as a post stitch, because your post stitches are under the main body of the stitch, or you know, along this part. They come under here, you go around here, so you get all this left over that kind of shrinks your stitching. So I decided to do that half double, and I think it's coming out really well, because you can see it's not like obvious that this is shorter. So I like that. Actually, I think my half double still might be taller if you really stretch it. But that is that in progress. Oh, and it is in my Christmas bag that I got from my Pineapple Yarns advent calendar. But I still need to post that video, and it might go up before this actual podcast goes up, because as you know, I did not get last week's podcast up until this week, so this podcast might get delayed. But since next week is Thanksgiving, I figured I would, and this one's going to be quick, so I figured we'll just go ahead, do it fast, and get it all over with. And then finally we will go to our finished object, and I finished my scarf, or my cowl, for Knit and Pearls podcast Pink Along. So that needs to go in today. So since I was already going to have the camera out to take a picture of this anyways, I figured we'd go ahead, do our quick podcast, and show you. Now, I screwed up. Like I said, I was trying to get the twist in this so that it, like it does, it has the twist so it lays, and it does the nice little V here. I guess you might not be able to see that. Depends on how the camera decides to, the angle is pointing at. But I do have my V, but I have too much twist, and so I also have a V up here. So yeah, fail on my part. I guess when I twisted it, I need a half twist maybe, and I was doing a full twist because, yeah, my other cowl, I did that one from side to side and not in the round, so in the row. And so when I twisted it, I could tell exactly where I was. And this one, of course, I couldn't tell till it was over and done with. But no one can see it. Hair hides it, right? Well, my hair's, again, freshly showered, so it's wet and lifeless. But yeah, so we have our finished cowl. And this is the honey cowl from, it was Madeline Tosh, I don't remember what I said last week. And it was by Antonia something. I don't remember, but it was published in the Madeline Tosh team, or TM, so trademark, maybe. But yeah, we obviously didn't do it in their yarn, and I still did not have anybody read me the label. This, I assume, is 100% either acrylic or like a polyester yarn. It is something I got at either a thrift store or a garage sale. I'm kind of leaning towards the garage sale, and I had 2 skeins, and this didn't even take one, so super happy with that. It's nice, comfy, and nice and warm. And I have a gray Toaks! Don't play the piano for the people. Yeah, Toaks just stepped on one of the baby's toys and made it play you that nice little tune. But yeah, so we have our nice pink color, and I have a gray coat, so pretty much any cowl I wear will be nice and look nice with that. But we are done with that, and I think that's all the main stuff, so we're going to go ahead and go to chatter. I told you, this week the goal is to be short, right? But anyways, I just wanted, oh, let's move my hook. I had kind of exciting stuff to share that I was reading about with that, but okay, I'm not making any sense. Sorry about that. The Seasons of Giving Inspire Along is still going on, and I am so excited. We had a prize donated by Rena, and I've given her an extra entry for donating a prize, so I wanted to cover that in the podcast just in case anyone listening wanted to know that that is a opportunity to enter without actually having to craft. Since, like I said, this is to inspire giving hearts, I will give you an entry if you donate something to the Seasons of Giving. So you know how Bag a Day kind of has her her giveaway this Christmas where you send something in to give you a chance. Just kind of think of it like that, except for there's also other ways to enter, of course. And yeah, since we want everyone to participate, that would be a great way for some of you maybe that live overseas to participate, because, you know, we will be giving away a physical prize, but we also have a pattern prize, so everyone can win something. It's not like we're being exclusive and cutting it off to, you know, only the U.S. citizens and such. But yeah, so if you want to donate a prize, I will ask that if it is a physical prize and it's not like going into somebody's shop directly and shipping it to the recipient, if it is something that's physical, I would like you to send it to me to have the entry. But if it's like a pattern download, of course I can just count on that, you know, if you want a prize, I don't have to send your prize till you send the pattern. So yeah, just know there are other ways that you can win, because that is, of course, gifting, and giving of yourself is to give to others by giving like a pattern. So thanks, Rena, for giving our first official prize. I do have other little things that I will be giving and tossing in. Like I said, there will be physical prizes. I've just not actually rounded them up for you. And I still have my Yarn Talk bag that hasn't been claimed. So if that doesn't get claimed, I might just hand that out during the Seasons of Giving prize draw. And of course, that is not until the thread will close on January 6th, so we don't actually close our Seasons of Giving along until the Epiphany. Sorry, I'm trying to talk and I'm hearing the cat crunching her food in the background and distracting me, and of course I'm still trying to apply this yarn. I will try to record a little bit of that at some point while I'm applying it, so that maybe, oh, we're getting caught on something, so that I can add that to the parts of my tutorial of how I spun this. But Oh, I think we got caught on our Yaktober or something. Did we get caught on something on the carpet? But anyways, guys, so I was looking for extra bobbins on the Dreaming Robots. Well, first off, I had some incidents with my wheel being out and trying to weigh stuff so I would know what I was dealing with for this. And yeah, basically my wheel got knocked over and I lost, I think it's the drive belt, and it spent us an entire evening of trying to find that, or the little piece for the Lazy Kate stuff. There was a couple little knockovers that one night, but I was on their webpage, or their Ravelry group, and noticed that now I have an electric eel wheel 5.1. I keep saying mini for some reason in the stuff I've done, and I don't know why I'm doing that, because the electric eel wheel mini is a thing, and it's something I looked at getting, but it is not what I have. So I apologize if I said that and I confused you. I have the 5.1, and the 5.2 has just come out, but they have just announced the Mini 2 going live on Kickstarter. I believe that wasn't supposed to go live till tomorrow, but I think I got an email about it today. So it may have gone live today. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I was reading in their Ravelry group how, you know, that was coming to be, and he posted the options that they were going to have. So since Jeremy has been watching me spin my Harry Potter blend, all of a sudden he's back interested in spinning again, and so we are thinking, fly and go away. It is way too cold out for you to even be alive still. But since it is something he's shown interest in again, we are looking at possibly getting him the Mini 2 and getting on that Kickstarter, but I haven't looked at the information for the dates, so I'm just excited because I think it was $90 to get that and the extra bobbin. So right now that is what we're looking at, because I realized that even though my my wheel came with 3 bobbins, my Lazy Kate has the potential for 3 spots, and that would mean I need 4 bobbins to do a 3-ply, and I have 3 bobbins. So since I need one for each of the plies and then one for the wheel, doesn't really work out. And so yeah, I was on the website looking at the stuff, and the bobbins of course are currently sold out. So I can't even get another bobbin currently. So is life. But yeah, so I was trying to figure out then what the equivalent is, because I know there was an Ashford part, I think, that they originally used in the original electric eel wheels, but then they made their own bobbin, and they're a little bit, I guess, better or cheaper or something than the other ones that they used. So I was trying to figure out what that was. I never did come across it, because then I got down the rabbit hole of the fact that he is trying to make an automatic flyer system so that it will move itself, because like right now I'm going to have to go in and move my thing. I didn't realize that that like wasn't a thing. Like I figured that that was part of why other wheels cost so much money, is that the flyers move themselves, and you know, I'm always having to adjust mine, and it would be super nice to not have to do that. But I didn't realize, you know, since I don't know anybody else who spins, this is kind of something I've picked up and done on my own. I mean, I learned how to do the drop spindling at the Iowa Sheep and Wool Festival last summer, or not this past summer, but summer of 2017. So, you know, everything else I've done since that little demonstration that I kind of talked, well, I didn't talk her into it. I asked her if a blind person could spin, because I really didn't know if I could use, you know, anything. And so she kind of did like a quick demonstration of her course for me, and yeah, that just kind of led us down this rabbit hole into now I'm spinning on my electric spinner. And yeah, but yeah, they have the 5.2 is now available for sale, and not that I wish I waited, but I kind of wish I had the 5.2, but we'll keep working with our 5.1 because, you know, that's what, 7-8 months now that I've been spinning with a wheel that I wouldn't have been able to spin with had I known or waited for the 5.2. So not the end of the world at all. And I really appreciate that the guy who does the electric eel wheels is like super honest and tells you about like his thought process and, you know, things he likes to bring to the table. And, you know, he's like, a lot of companies won't tell you about stuff because they don't want you to know what you're missing and think it hurts sales. And I totally agree with him where, you know, when we know what we're looking for, it's like, I know I want to do my business there. And now we have Tokes to end off our little podcast with. Miss Tokes, did you want to be in the camera? Did you want to be on camera this week? But yeah, that's all I have to share with you. I have a little walkthrough of the yarn. I'm sorry if it's a little too motion activated for some of you. I do understand that. I hadn't ever done this before, and we were in our, it's not the closest Hobby Lobby to me, but good grief, fly. We were at a Hobby Lobby yesterday. It was really dead in there, and so I'm like, you know, my husband had to go use the restroom. I'm like, we're going to go ahead and just kind of walk through the aisle and try to record for you. So I think I will attempt to take the sound out of that and then just have some music overlay because there's nothing really of interest in that speech-wise, and there's a couple times like I dropped the camera. So yeah, we'll have a little bit of edits, but if you just want to see kind of, this particular Hobby Lobby has a fairly good yarn section. Like it's, so one full aisle, another side of an aisle, and then another half in an aisle, and then there's end caps. So I consider that a fairly good yarn section for a Hobby Lobby. It's not as good as they used to be, but you know, we'll take it. It's a lot more yarn than a lot of places have. Go away, fly. So yeah, so I will have that for you, as well as I will be getting another video up here coming soon that will be the audio of Jeremy's holiday concerts. Well, I guess not holiday, they're just his fall choir concert and his fall band concert. And I've decided that I'm just going to take out the video for that and just do the audio because I was like, I don't know how I'm going to upload this. To make it more, you know, friendly, because, you know, of course I'm not going to have all the permission of all the kids in that group. So I think if I take out the audio, or just give you the audio and take out the visual, then we won't come across that. Although I probably will also upload the, at least video of the choir concert. I mean, the band concert, I don't even know how much of that you can see Jeremy in. But the choir concert, he does have a part where he was part of a select group that did the desk hand in one of the songs. So since he was part of that, I kind of want to show that, and he likes to sing with lots of enthusiasm and stuff. So I think that you might benefit to actually watch that. But I think I'll probably do that. I know there's public and there's private, and then there's another option that you can show it to people that you send the link to. And so we might try that other option and just post the link in the Ravelry group, so there will be a lot fewer people that will have the access to the actual visual version. But anyways, guys, I'm rambling a lot for you, and I said this was going to be short. So we'll go ahead and cut this off here for this week. As always, if you want to find me in social media, I'm either Hooked on Mo's or Mo's Crochet, and the information will be in the description box down below on who I am where. And if you would like to follow the kids, they are Mo's Kids on Etsy and Facebook. So anyways, guys, like I said, we're going to go ahead, cut this off, and I hope if you liked this episode, you could click the like button and subscribe. Talk to you later, guys.